Welcome back, Nerd Squad. My name is Rory Destroya, and this is Top 10 Nerd. For a guy that has been around for over 50 years now, you don't hear that much about Cain Marko, also known as the Juggernaut. However, that's all changed thanks to some nifty motion capture and voice deepening done in a certain movie that recently came out. So let's take a look at the top 10 Juggernaut surprising facts. In the number 10 spot is his family. Before he became imbued with the entity of Wazonek, Cain was just a troubled child who faced a few too many school expulsions. His dad, Dr. Cain Marko, married a lonely widow, and this turned out to be Sharon Xavier, mother of Charles Xavier. So Cain is Professor X's stepbrother. Daddy Marko immediately preferred the sweet Charles and took to abusing and neglecting his own son, which in turn led to Cain feeling resentful and beating up Charles every chance he got. Lovely family dynamics going on there. Next, at number 9, he is completely self-sustaining. Once he became the Juggernaut, Cain no longer has need to fulfill humanly needs. The crimson gem that gave him his powers from Wazonek eliminates his need for food, sleep, or even oxygen. He's an entire ecosystem in one being and can last for weeks or even months in seemingly impossible situations such as being buried alive. The only thing it may not eliminate is a need for some lovin', and that brings us to our next fact. Coming in at number 8, he and She-Hulk did the dirty ones. This happened in Uncanny X-Men number 435, when Jennifer Walters was the lawyer trying to get Cain's crimes cleared while also apparently trying to bed him. Weirdly though, after the fact she denied it everywhere she went. So what was going on? Was she just too embarrassed to talk about this roll in the sack with a massive criminal? Well, it turns out that the She-Hulk that slept with the guy was from an alternate universe. Ah yes, of course, just an everyday bit of confusion. In the number 7 spot, he hates light beer. I mean, can you blame him? In Juggernaut number 1, A Night in Spite, the big guy is just trying to live a normal life in New Mexico. Long story short, he becomes something of a hero to the townspeople, and they end up throwing him a 3-day-long appreciation party. By the 3rd day, they run out of regular beer. And when Cain asks for one, he is offered a light beer. Immediately enraged, he claims nobody offers him a light beer and lives. And let's just say the townspeople never threw him another party after that, most likely because they were no longer around. Up in number 6 is his weakness. Juggernaut is given his powers by an entity known as Wazonek, so he's not a mutant, but he is an extremely formidable foe with few weak points. Without his helmet, however, he becomes vulnerable to mental and mystical attacks, which is how he's been brought down in the past. Now, he can create a new helmet from raw materials real quick, so it's a pretty small window of opportunity. This also doesn't cause him lasting injury, just enough to slow him down for a bit. Just be wise, don't piss him off, don't offer him any light beer. Better yet, just don't go near him. Coming in at number 5, he's huge. As if we hadn't tipped you off about it by now, this guy is massive. And he's still a human, which makes it even freakier. He stands at over 9 feet and tips the scales at 1,900 pounds, and that's all muscle. Wish I could say the same for myself. We do have to remember that as a work of fiction, this is entirely plausible. The tallest man in real life was Robert Wadlow. He was 8'11", and that played host to a range of physical ailments. Guess it works different if you're a deity's avatar. Next up at number 4 is his BFF. It's hard to make friends when your brain can only hold anger and hatred, but it can be done. Juggernaut's longest friendship was with Thomas Black Tom Cassidy, who happens to be X-Men Banshee's cousin. They met in prison and broke out together, something that I find really does solidify a healthy friendship. Sadly, the friendship ended when Black Tom murdered Juggernaut's other friend Sammy, so in turn, he had to die too. Up next at number 3, Colossus once became him. During the Fear Itself storyline, Colossus made a deal with the Wazonek while Cain was off being an avatar to another entity. That's really all he's good for, apparently. In order to take down Cain, Colossus needed the power of the Crimson Gem. But what also came with that power were hostile tendencies and a shift in personality. Being the nobleman that he is, Colossus demanded he be locked up unless he was needed. He was eventually released from Wazonek by magic sword, luckily after he had a chance to take Cain down. In the number 2 spot, he's got his own meme. Back in 2006, a group known as My Way Entertainment put out a dub of an episode of the X-Men animated series, the episode called The Cry of the Banshee. It was called The Juggernaut, bitch. Soon the often used quote, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch," went viral as its own meme.
Oh, Charlie, get my head. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Being being plastered onto all sorts of pictures, and it was even included in the X-Men movie The Last Stand during his fight with Kitty Pryde, leaving fans howling with laughter.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut!
And finally, in the #1 spot, he's got his own Call of Duty achievement. Most likely thanks to aforementioned meme, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has included an achievement called I'm the Juggernaut. In order to earn this achievement, players must kill a Juggernaut in a Spec Ops mission. Not an easy feat according to some players, but if you accomplish it, it's worth 10 points. Not that I ever played Call of Duty because there's no Pokemon involved. So those were the top 10 Juggernaut facts. Let me know in the comment section down below who you want facts on next. My name is Ray Estrella, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list.